Hello and welcome to Tax Talk Tuesday. Today I am going to show you how to make a payment with the Internal Revenue Service. And the reason I'm going to show you this is because there are all kinds of scammers out here and they contact you or they contact people and they tell them that they are collecting for the Internal Revenue Service and they are not. So, to help you not be scammed, I am going to show you exactly how you can make a payment to the Internal Revenue Service.
We are going to begin our research at irs.gov. Now, the first thing that I want to remind you of is that whenever you visit a website owned by the United States federal government, the last three letters or the extension will be .gov, .gov, not .com, not .net, not anything else. You will also see a flag and it will say an official website of the United States government. If you don't see these things, please do not enter any information because that is a spoofed site. Now, right here you see the pay tab and the make a payment. So we're going to select make a payment and it brings us to another page that automatically tells us that you can pay your tax balance due, you can make estimated tax payments, or make a payment on your payment plan, and that penalties and interest continue to accrue until your balance is paid in full. You can pay directly from your bank account with a direct pay option. You can pay with a debit card, credit card, or digital wallet. You can pay your individual taxes through your individual online account. You can pay business taxes. You can make an electronic payment using the electronic federal tax payment system. You can also pay by same day wire, check, or money order, which you would mail in. And you can use cash at a retail partner. You can do electronic funds withdrawal when you e-file. Also lets us know that you can set up a payment plan here and you can request an offer and compromise from this website. Now, please notice that nothing about a gift card is listed here. The Internal Revenue Service does not accept gift card payments. So let's step back one step, and on the home page, we're going to select the Pay tab, and it brings us to the exact same page. So these are the only options that you have to pay your federal taxes. So let's take a look at the direct pay with the bank account option. It tells you that this is free and secure, that you don't even need a sign in, that you can cancel or change within 2 days of the scheduled payment. Let you know what type of payments you can make, personal taxes and business taxes, and it gives you more information about the electronic federal tax payment system. So we're going to say that we're going to pay our individual taxes and lets us select this option of make a payment. And the first window that we see gives us an option of the different types of taxes that we can pay here. The reason for the payment, we're going to say that we have a balance due. That balance came from a 1040. That's the normal form that we file, and that's where our balance came from. And what tax year? We're in 2024 tax year, so that's what we're going to say we're going to pay. It asks us to confirm the information that we've already entered. We're going to say okay and let's move on. Now, you have to use a tax year to verify your information. So what you're going to do is you are going to get a prior year return and you're going to select one of these years. Now, the reason that you are not selecting tax year 2024 is because we're filing for tax year 2024. So that's the current year. It's not on file, probably hasn't processed yet. So we're going to select 2023. So it tells us right here to please enter the information directly from your tax return. So whatever filing status you used on that tax return, even if it's not your filing status now, you enter it. So say you were single on your 2023 return, now you're married filing joint, you're going to file single because that's what was on your 2023 tax return. You'll enter your information here, your date of birth, your address, all this information, and the system will verify based on the information that was placed on your 2023 tax return. So you want to be careful that you choose a return that you have access to because year to year things change and we forget some of our information. So we're going to go back and you want to make sure that you select the proper reason for for the payment that you're making. Did you file an amended return and now you see that you have a balance? Were you assessed a penalty? Did you have a letter CP 2000? You're paying because of that. And you also want to make sure to pay for the proper tax year. So if you have a prior year, if you owe money for a prior year and that's what you're paying, you want to go ahead and select whatever year you're paying for. Don't just default to 2024. Okay, so we're going to go back and then we're going to look at some of the other payment methods that we have available to us. If you want to pay with a credit card or digital wallet, gives you information here and lets you know that these are the two companies that process payments for the Internal Revenue Service, the Pay 1040 and the ACI Payments Inc. And it lists the charges that you will pay in addition to the amount that you're paying. So if you're going to pay $1,000, you will pay $1,002.50 to pay with your um, credit card minimum. Once you do the math, if you see that it's more, then that will increase your payment amount. So, and as you can see, you can use these digital wallets, PayPal, Click to Pay, Venmo. If you want to pay with cash, you can use Vanilla Direct and gives you all of the type of cards that you can pay with, debit or credit cards that you can pay with. Let's go back and look at some of the other payment methods. Let's say you wanted to pay with cash. The first thing it lets you know is that it's easy to order or to pay with an electronic prepaid card. So you can go into your local drugstore. Sometimes your banks will sell um, cards like MasterCards, and you can buy them directly for them. MasterCard, debit cards, or prepaid other types of credit cards, and you can go online or use the IRS to go mobile app to pay with those prepaid cards, or you can go into a retail cash partner and pay there. Also, let you know that you can use a cashier's check or money order from your grocery store, retailers, and you can pay by mail, but never ever place cash in the mail to the Internal Revenue Service or anyone else. Now, if you want to pay with a retail cash partner, you can select this option. It gives you some retail partners pretty immediately: Dollar General, Family Dollar, CVS Pharmacy. But if you want to find a location that is near you, you click this and it will tell you some of the places that are near you and what some of those retailers are. 7-Elevens, again, Dollar General, Circle K, CVS, Quick Trips, Pilot Travel Centers, Rite Aids, Royal Farms, Kroger's. So when you're doing your shopping, you can find some place that will, Walmart, Walgreens. So you can find some place that will accept your payment. Now we are also going to take a look at the pay by mail because that gives us very specific instructions. Now, if you are going to pay by mail with a check or money order, these are the things that should be included on your payment. You should include your name and address, your daytime phone number, the social security number that is on your tax return, and if it is a joint filed return, you should include the social security number that is shown first on the return, or your employer identification number, or your EIN number. You should include the tax year that you're paying and related tax information for forms or notices should also be included on that check. Now, if you're mailing a voucher, that voucher will be pre-printed. Okay? So, these are the things that you will need to pay with cash. Now, if you want to pay with the same day wire, let's take a look at that option. As you can see, it lets you know that you have to go into your financial institution to do this. There is a cost associated with it, and there are cutoff times. So there is a worksheet. You would download this worksheet, and you can take this into your bank, and it gives them also information here about the EFTPS.gov site that they can use. It gives you the information about the routing number, everything that should be used right here. And it lets you know that your financial institution can refer to this handbook. So if you go to your financial institution and they're unfamiliar with this process, there's a handbook that will give them all the information they need to process this payment for you. Okay. Another thing that I do want to mention is that when you pay with a check or money order, that you make that check or money order payable to the US Treasury and not the Internal Revenue Service. Okay? So, there are several ways to pay, but none of them are a gift card. And notice, they do not say that any of them are that you call in and you give someone your information to pay. Right at the moment, individuals that answer the phone at the Internal Revenue Service do not accept your payments. So if someone calls you and says, "Hey, I'm calling to collect for the Internal Revenue Service," that simply is not true. You can also open a web browser and type in irs.gov/payments. And when you hit the enter button, as you can see, it brings us right back to the same payment page that lists all of the types of payments that you can make.
Okay, let's recap. There are several ways that you can make a payment with the Internal Revenue Service. In order to determine what payment method you want to use, you can visit them at irs.gov and you can select the payments options from the home page, or you can open a web browser and enter irs.gov/payments, and it will also take you to the payments page. If you're going to write a check to the Internal Revenue Service, make sure that that check is written to the Department of the Treasury. Please include the tax year that you're paying, a daytime telephone number, the first social that is listed on your tax return, and the tax form that you completed. Never send cash, and make sure that you remember that two of the ways that are not allowed to pay are telephone and with a gift card. If you contact the Internal Revenue Service, none of the employees there, not even in the collections department, will take your payment. They will advise you to look at the website, determine which payment method you want to use. That may be a feature that's coming in the future, but right at this moment, it is not an option. So if someone ever contacts you and tells you that they are collecting for the Internal Revenue Service and they want you to pay with a gift card, pay with a credit card, or give them your bank information, hang up the phone. It is a scam. So if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And I will see you next Tuesday for Tax Talk Tuesday.